Have you ever been on a roller coaster right at the top and felt that scary feeling when it drops? That moment when your stomach feels like it's floating and your heart races? Okay, then we are going to talk about that feeling, the fear of falling, and why some people hate it while others actually love it. So here's something interesting. Almost everyone on Earth gets a little scared when they suddenly feel like they're falling. It doesn't matter if you're from America or China, or a Democrat or a liberal. That scared feeling is something we all share. But here's the weird part. While most people hate that feeling, some people actually seek it out. They ride roller coasters over and over, go skydiving or bungee jumping just to feel that dropping sensation. Isn't that strange? Let's figure out why. So, why do we get scared when we feel like we're falling? Well, it goes way back to our ancestors who lived in trees. Imagine if you were living in trees like our ancient ancestors did. If you fell from a high branch, you could get really hurt or even worse. So the ones who were careful and afraid of falling, they survived and had babies who were also careful. The ones who weren't afraid, well, they probably fell more often and got hurt. Over thousands and thousands of years, this fear became part of who we are as humans. It's like our bodies are programmed to think, falling is danger. Did you know that even babies show signs of being careful around heights? Scientists did this really cool experiment called the visual cliff. They put babies on a clear piece of glass where it looked like there was a big drop below, but it was actually completely safe. Guess what? Most babies wouldn't crawl across. They could see what looked like a drop and decided, nope, not going there. This shows us that being careful around heights starts really early in life. When you suddenly start falling, your body has a super fast reaction. Inside your ears, there's a special system that helps you keep your balance. It's called the vestibular system, and it's like a built-in level that tells your brain which way is up. When you're falling, this system detects that something weird is happening. You're not feeling the normal pull of gravity. It's like when you're sitting in a chair. You can feel your weight pressing down. But when you're falling, that feeling disappears for a moment. Your brain gets this message and thinks, whoa, something's wrong, and it triggers an alarm system. In the middle of your brain, there's a small, almond-shaped part called the amygdala. Think of it like your brain's panic button. When it gets the message that you're falling, it sends out an emergency signal to your whole body. Your heart starts beating faster. You breathe quicker. Your palms might get sweaty and your muscles tense up. This is called the fight or flight response, and it's your body's way of getting ready to deal with danger. It's like your body is saying, alert, alert, something's wrong, and I need to be ready. Now, being a little scared of heights or falling is totally normal. It keeps us safe. But for some people, this fear becomes super intense, so intense that it's called a phobia. When someone has a phobia of falling, called basophobia, or a phobia of heights, called acrophobia, they might feel terrified even in situations that aren't really dangerous. They might avoid tall buildings, bridges, or even refuse to climb a few steps on a ladder. About 3 to 6 out of every 100 people have a serious fear of heights. That's millions of people. And it can make life really difficult for them. Here's where things get really interesting. Some people actually love that falling feeling. They ride the biggest, scariest roller coasters, go skydiving or bungee jumping for fun. Why would they enjoy something that scares most people? Well, it turns out that the same body reaction that makes some people scared can make others feel excited. When your heart races and you get that rush of energy, some people's brains interpret these feelings as thrilling instead of frightening. There's also some special brain chemicals involved. When thrill seekers do something scary but safe, their brains release chemicals called dopamine and endorphins that create feelings of pleasure and happiness. It's like getting a natural high. People who love thrills have something special about them. Scientists call them sensation seekers. They're people who are always looking for new, exciting experiences. Their brains might be wired a bit differently. The fear center in their brain, remember the amygdala, might not react as strongly to scary things. Or maybe their reward system, the part that makes you feel good, works extra hard when they do something thrilling. It's like their brain is saying, This is exciting. Let's do more of this. Here's something really cool. The difference between feeling terrified and feeling thrilled often comes down to how you think about what's happening. When you're on a roller coaster and it drops, your heart races either way. But if you think, I'm safe and this is fun, you might enjoy it. If you think this is dangerous and I hate this, you'll probably feel scared. This is called cognitive reappraisal. It's just a fancy way of saying that how you interpret your body's signals can change how you feel about them. A student fails a test and initially feels like a failure, but then they think, this is a chance to learn what I missed and do better next time. Instead of seeing it as defeat, they view it as a learning opportunity. That shift in thinking is cognitive reappraisal. If someone has a really strong fear of falling or heights, can they ever get over it? The good news is, yes, there are several ways to help overcome these fears. One way is called exposure therapy. This is where you gradually face your fear in small, safe steps. Someone afraid of heights might start by just looking at pictures of high places, then standing on a small step, then a slightly taller one, and so on. Another approach is called cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT. This helps people identify and change the scary thoughts that make their fear worse. Instead of thinking, I'm definitely going to fall and get hurt, they learn to think, I'm secure and safe, and this feeling is just my body's alarm system being overly cautious. Physical therapy can also help, especially for people who worry about falling because they feel unsteady. Exercises that improve balance and strength can make a huge difference in how confident people feel. Let's put it all together. The fear of falling is built into us because it helped our ancestors survive. When we feel like we're falling, our body's alarm system kicks in, making our hearts race and giving us that strange feeling in our stomach. For most people, this feels scary. But for some thrill seekers, these same feelings are interpreted as exciting and fun. And if someone has a really intense fear of falling or heights, there are ways to overcome it gradually with help from professionals. Next time you're on a swing, or maybe at the top of a tall slide, or even on a roller coaster if you're brave enough, pay attention to what your body does when you feel that falling sensation. Is your heart racing? Do you get that funny feeling in your stomach? Remember, whether you love that feeling or hate it, your body is doing exactly what it evolved to do over thousands of years. It's trying to keep you safe. So what do you think? Are you someone who runs toward that falling feeling, or someone who runs away from it? Either way, it's perfectly normal. And now you know why. Thanks for joining me on this journey through the science of falling. Hit the like and subscribe button if you like this type of content. It will help us to create more. Until next time, keep your feet on the ground. Or don't, if you're a thrill seeker.